Welcome back to Power in the Pause. I'm your host, Chelsea, and this is the space where we slow down, breathe for a second, and remember that sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is pause. There's a quote that's been making its way all over social media from this season's Love Island. One of the contestants, our sis Melanie, said, "The prize is not being picked, the prize is being respected." And truly, sis, that sentence stopped me because this doesn't only apply to reality dating shows, I think it applies to a lot of us. Somewhere along the way, many of us started believing that if someone chooses us, we've won. If someone asks us to be their girlfriend, if someone proposes, if we finally get married, then we've somehow arrived. Like the relationship status is the finish line. I'd like us to lean into the reframe that getting picked is not actually the goal. So many of us have mistaken being chosen for being loved. And sis, they're not the same thing. As a therapist, one thing I've noticed is how often our attachment system gets involved. If you grew up feeling like love had to be earned, if affection was inconsistent, if attention came and went, then your nervous system may learn to equate being chosen with finally being enough. Not because you're shallow, not because you're desperate, but because your brain learned that acceptance equals safety. So suddenly, being official, getting that text back, having someone call you theirs, feels like proof that you're worthy. And that's a heavy job for another human being. So here's what I see as the problem. Many people spend years trying to get into relationships without ever learning what it actually takes to stay in one. We romanticize being asked out, we celebrate engagement photos, we count anniversaries, but no one really teaches us how to repair after conflict, how to communicate when we're triggered, how to stay curious instead of defensive, how to apologize, how to rebuild trust, how to tolerate boredom, how to choose someone over and over again after the butterflies calm down. Sometimes I wonder, do we actually want relationships? Or do we just want relationship status? Because those aren't necessarily the same thing. One is about how your life looks, and the other is about how your life feels. A relationship is not a trophy. It isn't proof that you've won. It isn't evidence that someone else finally decided you were enough. It's a living thing. It asks for honesty, transparency, patience, repair, accountability, respect. And if we're only chasing the title, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, wife, husband, partner, whatever, without preparing for everything that comes after those words, and we might find ourselves achieving the status we wanted and still feeling deeply disconnected. Okay, sis, let's pause for just a second. Take a slow inhale. Hold it. Now exhale. Again, inhale. Pause. Exhale. As you breathe, I want you to ask yourself something. Am I looking to be chosen, or am I looking to be known? Am I chasing commitment, or am I building the skills to sustain connection? Am I asking whether someone wants me, or whether this relationship actually feels safe, respectful, and reciprocal? Because I want you to know something that I've learned. People who have secure relationships don't just ask, do they like me? They also ask, well, how do I feel when I'm with them? Do I feel respected? Do I feel emotionally safe? Can I be honest? Can we repair after conflict? Can we both own our mistakes? Can we grow together? Those questions matter just as much, maybe even more. So maybe Melanie was right. Clock that shit, sis. Maybe the prize isn't being picked. Maybe the prize is being respected, being emotionally safe, being valued for who you are, not just wanted in the moment. And here's my little sis addition. The prize isn't just finding someone who can do those things for you. It's also becoming someone who can do and receive those things too. Healthy relationships aren't built by one emotionally mature person carrying the entire relationship. They're built by two people who are willing to practice respect, repair, accountability, and care, even when it's hard, especially when that shit gets hard. Being chosen might get you into a relationship, but mutual respect is what allows it to become a lasting one. We spend so much time asking, how do I get someone to choose me? Maybe the better question is, am I becoming someone who knows how to choose well? Because healthy relationships aren't just about being selected. They're about discernment. Choosing someone who's emotionally available, choosing someone whose actions match their words, choosing someone who doesn't just want the relationship title. They're willing to build the relationship itself. Okay, thank you for being here with me today, sis. And if this episode resonated with you, please send it to someone who's been waiting to be picked, when maybe it's time to start asking different questions. And if you want more conversations like this about healing, relationships, and becoming the woman you were always meant to be, coming out with me over on Instagram at She Is Society Official. Until next time, remember, the most powerful relationship you'll ever build is one where both people choose respect, not just each other. And as always, there's always power in the pause.